Guardians defeated the Toronto Blue Jays 5-3 yesterday and will face off again today at 1:37. And yesterday, the Cincinnati Reds lost to the Washington Nationals 11-6. The two teams will meet again today at 4:10. There was a Game 7 in the NBA and NHL playoffs yesterday. The Denver Nuggets blew out the LA Clippers 120-101 and will move on to face the OKC Thunder in the next round. And the Dallas Stars defeated the Colorado Avalanche 4-2 to move on to the next round, where they will face the winner of today's Game 7 between the Winnipeg Jets and the St. Louis Blues at 7 p.m. Today, the Cleveland Cavaliers host Game 1 of the second round against the Indiana Pacers at 6 p.m. And tonight, the Houston Rockets host the Golden State Warriors in Game 7. The winner will move on to face the Minnesota Timberwolves on Tuesday at 9:30.
From ONN, this is Hollywood Casinos On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Here are your hosts, Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas.
Welcome to On the Money. I am Dave Biddle. I am joined by Scotty Vegas, producer Cam Taylor at the controls. Scotty Vegas, how you doing this morning, my friend?
I'm good, Dave. Another fun Sunday morning. Looking forward to this 2 hours because it's going to be a ton of fun. We even have a visitor coming in. We've got Noah Kirk from Hollywood Casino Columbus. Next segment, and you and I are going to do a little guessing. And sometimes we do Scotty Doesn't Know. This week is going to be do Dave and do Scotty Not Know.
Yeah, because Noah is going to quiz us. Okay, so we're doing a Dave and Scotty Doesn't Know.
Yeah.
All right, Cam, you got to get that sound ready. Yeah, you have to sing it, I think, is what you need to do, Cam. Cam's like, no, I'm not singing.
Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know.
There you go.
Yeah.
You can do it. Now you got to throw Dave in there, too. So then there you go. So we're going to hear from Noah Kirk, the director of the sportsbook at ESPNBET at Hollywood Casino. All right, what are we betting on right now? Let's get into that. So obviously, the Derby was yesterday. I threw a little cash on journalism. I support journalism.
Yeah.
But just to have a little fun with it. But then I completely forgot it was on. I know the post time was like 6:57. The Reds game got delayed a little bit, so it started about the same time as the Derby, so I completely forgot about it, and then I was kind of bummed when I saw journalism got second to Sovereignty. These names are great, though. Sovereignty beats journalism, as usual.
Right. Amazing, isn't it? So, and that horse was 7-1, and journalism, I believe, finished at 3-1. So, a little bit of an upset there. Yeah, for me, Kentucky Derby is about just getting together with friends and dressing up and acting like a fool, right? And that's kind of what we did yesterday. We dressed up. I put on my money shorts, my money hat, had my odds shirt on, and it was a lot of fun. And had a mint julep. You know, that was part of the experience. And yeah, it's just a good time. And honestly, I don't pay a ton of attention to handicapping. There's a lot of people at the party that they know that I'm hosting a sports gambling show. And so they come up to me and like, hey, what's your tip for today? Which horses do you like? And I'm like, I have no clue.
If they ask you about LIV golf or whatever it is,
yes,
then you would know. Live Golf, he would have plenty of advice there.
Let's talk Live Golf, yeah.
Have you been betting a lot of Live Golf lately?
Can I tell you a funny story,
Of course you
Dave?
can.
So this week, Live Golf was in Korea, and it was in the middle of the night. So it started at 11 o'clock. And yes, I was up at about 4 in the morning this morning watching Bryson DeChambeau finish out his win in Korea for the Live Tour.
Do you set an alarm and wake your wife up at 4 in the morning?
Well, in this case, she's out of town, so it was free reign for me to leave the TV on
it up a little bit.
and just so I was in and out throughout the entire night watching, but I was placing bets. You know me, I love. There's nothing that I love betting more than Live Golf. I had a nice big win last week, and then actually followed it up with a nice win this week. So yeah, you know me, it's all about the golf betting. That's what I've been doing. But I know you're dabbling more into baseball and a little NBA right now.
Yeah, for sure. Not much with baseball. I have some. I have a long-term bet on the Reds to go over 78.5 wins. Right now they're 2 games over 500. So a little wiggle room there. They could be 79-83, and I win that bet. So definitely paying attention to my Reds. They lost yesterday, but they're still 2 games over. And then the NBA, it's interesting. I do have one futures bet that I still like. Cavs to win the East. I got that before the playoffs started. I think it's clear. Everybody would agree it's a Cavs versus Celtics battle. Everybody has the Celtics favored. I understand that, but the Cavs are going to have home court advantage if that matchup does happen. I'm trying to think of one more in the NBA. I'm starting to lean, maybe it's recency bias because they look so good against the Lakers, but maybe now's the time for Ant-Man and the T-Wolves. Like, I'm curious if we'll look that up during the show later, because we're gonna make bets live on the show later. Maybe T-Wolves to win it all, depending on if I get like really good odds on that.
So I was actually spending the morning looking at some of these NBA series bets, and Cavs are minus 500 to win the series against Indiana, and OKC and the Celtics are both minus 900 to win their series. So huge favorites, Celtics over the Knicks and OKC over Denver. Now, so what got me thinking is, what would a little parlay of Cavs, Celtics, and OKC just to win this round do for me? And quite frankly, it doesn't do a lot for me, because you parlay Cavs, you parlay Celtics, and you parlay OKC, and you're getting minus 200. Now, where I do think there's a little bit of value is, and again, we'll do our best bets coming up later on in the show, but later on this month, we've got the PGA Championship at Quail Hollow. And if you look at it, Scotty Scheffler this week is playing spectacular, and I love taking guys who are in great form going into majors. And so what I'm looking at doing, Dave, is I'm thinking about taking those 3 series, because I'd be shocked if we see an upset of the Cavs, of OKC, or of Boston. So I am going to put those 3 together to win their series in a money line and put Scotty Scheffler with it. And then you're getting close to 8-1 odds. So that's kind of what I'm looking at, because I'm trying to build up that inventory for Scotty Scheffler in this PGA Championship.
I like it. And then hopefully he carries that right over to the Memorial. We're going to be out there. We're going to be doing a show on the final Sunday there. That'll be a lot of fun. Hopefully I don't, pull into the exit this time.
One of my favorite stories. I've been out there. I've been out at Muirfield Village. I want to say this is going to be year 14 for me. And
leave it to me.
We've done live shows out there with the station for 14 years. And last year was the first year that you were joining me out for doing a live show.
I had never been to Muirfield ever, which people didn't believe me. They're like, come on, you've been there. Like, no, I had never been there.
And so it's great. So this is early Sunday morning, so the traffic's not crazy yet, because people generally are coming in later in the morning. And I see your green Xterra right in front of me, and I'm like, oh, that's Dave. All right.
It wasn't green. It was like definitely like dark gray. But
okay, dark gray. Well, whatever. Dark green, dark
definitely
gray.
Not green.
I may be colorblind, Dave.
Okay. I was going to say.
Maybe in play.
Didn't look green at all. Go ahead, though.
My kids completely think that I'm colorblind.
I think now I know you are, because like my car was green.
Okay, so you're pulling in this green/gray Xterra, and you happen to pull in the exit.
Yes.
So there's a little cart. There's a little place where you have to check in, and you go in the exit, and I'm watching you just fly through the exit as I'm stopping at the gate to say hello to the nice gate attendant, and there you go. You go flying. And it just happened to be about 2 weeks after Scotty Scheffler was arrested because he was doing things traffic-wise that he shouldn't have been doing going to a golf tournament. And you're doing similar things. And I'm like, uh-oh, is Dave going to be arrested before the show?
There was not a cop attached to my car.
No, but there was a cop yelling.
There was, yes. There was.
And so he's pointing you down. He's like, stop that Xterra. He gets on the walkie-talkie. I'm at the gate. I am just giggling. I am loving it. I see the Xterra. I see the cops starting to swarm and try and stop you. And ultimately, all was fine. You got in, everything was good, but man, that was quite the morning.
Cool. Good thing we have the Columbus cops, not the Louisville cops.
Yeah, Louisville. From Louisville. That was very funny. Now, Cam, here's the thing I have a problem with, though. Scotty knew this is my first time ever at Muirfield. He saw this happen. He then saw cops get involved, and not once did he call me or say anything, turn around and try and help me. He chose to laugh about it. I could have gotten in big trouble. So then I was like, that's when I realized Scotty and I, maybe we're friends, but not close friends, because a close friend would have helped you out there, right? No, it was funny. It was funny. All right, up next, this might not be funny, but it's going to be entertaining. The director of ESPNBET Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino, Noah Kirk, is going to quiz Scotty and I on the most bet sporting events this calendar year. That's up next on The Money.
Hollywood Casinos on the money. On the money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Coming up on ONN.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. This month of May is a fantastic time to win at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Win a pair of tickets to the Memorial Tournament by visiting at Hollywood Columbus on social media and follow the steps for a chance to win. You've got a chance every Tuesday for second chance drawings. You can cash it on your losing wagers. 5 winners every Tuesday get $100 pen cash. Plus, all you can eat ribs Tuesdays and Thursdays in May, only at the ESPNBET Sportsbook inside Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Working your way through that honey-do list? That means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with a thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing and drain cleanings and repairs and all your heating and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your furnace or air conditioner. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain cleaning? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing issues? Call the Waterworks. Furnace repairs? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks. Trusted neighborhood plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. My guys and gals at Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings in Dublin. They are your Central Ohio dealer for Weaver Barns. They are the leaders when it comes to getting a barn or structure for your property. Maybe you need a garage, a little tiny one, or one with living spaces and a workshop and everything. Get a garage so nice you could live in it. That's what I do. I live in my garage. No, I don't. Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings in Dublin. Or go to AmishCountryFurnishings.com. Promo code LIVE in your garage. Not really.
Attention kingdom-seeking business professionals, entrepreneurs, and investors in Columbus. Are you ready to experience a life-changing event that will elevate your faith, finances, and future in 2025? Then you won't want to miss this. Join us for Life Search, featuring Champions of Faith, Saturday, May 10th at the Schottenstein Center for an extraordinary one-day event that will empower you to transform every area of your life through the power of faith. Prepare to be inspired by an incredible lineup of champions, including college football champions Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs, 3-time national champion head coach Urban Meyer, sportscaster Kirk Herbstreit, 2-time national football champion Tim Tebow, and more. These champions have experienced firsthand how faith transforms lives, and they'll be joining Life Search to share their powerful stories and insights on how to integrate faith into your business, finances, and every aspect of your journey. Seats are selling fast to this unforgettable event, so don't wait. Head to LifeSearch.com now to secure your tickets before they're gone. Life Search featuring Champions of Faith, Saturday, May 10th at the Schottenstein Center. Don't miss out. Your transformation begins here. Visit LifeSearch.com today.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived. The only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, and hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Now back to Hollywood Casinos on the money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
From ONN.
Welcome back to On the Money. We welcome in our friends, Noah Kirk from the ESPNBET Sportsbook. We're there a lot, and we have so much fun every single time we go. We're going to be out there again several times this summer. We were planning out our home run derby visit, so we're going to do that Monday, where we're going to actually have a big home run derby competition at the ESPNBET Sportsbook. Can't wait for that. We welcome in Noah. Noah, we wanted to kind of have you quiz us, and this could be a little dangerous for Dave and I. Cam is preparing the music to either make us look, well, there you go, to make us look either great or bad, so we'll see how it goes. What we asked Noah to do was to pull the top 5 most bet on games in the last season. So it can include the entire NFL season, the entire college football season. We want to go through what were the 5 most bet on games locally here at the ESPNBET Sportsbook, Hollywood Casino Columbus. What were the top 5? And Dave, you and I were kind of throwing some ideas out at each other before the show even started. So what do you think we go with as the most bet on game?
Super Bowl, I would think.
Yeah, I was between that and the national championship game. Yeah. But I think you're right. It's got to be Super Bowl. Let's go Super Bowl at number 1, Noah.
No, not the Super Bowl.
Oh, wow. And is this is how many bets were made or money?
Not money, bets made.
Total bets made.
Total
so it could just be like $5 here and there, $10.
Oh. Okay,
Should
one
we go?
single game.
Should we go Ohio State?
We gotta go
Notre
national
Dame?
championship
Ohio
then.
State Notre Dame national championship
Ding
game.
ding.
Okay.
Especially here in Columbus. Yeah, we should have thought about that.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl just, I thought about that. I just figured the Super Bowl kind of reigned supreme, but no, not the national champion, especially against those two schools here in Columbus. We have a lot of Notre Dame fans here, too.
I do think we need to talk, though, real quickly. Do we want to go with Super Bowl at 2, or do we want to look at another Ohio State game at 2? Because maybe we look at Ohio State, Michigan at number 2.
Yeah, or Ohio State, Tennessee, or the Oregon game, Rose Bowl, the Texas game.
Woo-wee.
Let's go Super Bowl.
All right. Super Bowl at 2.
Super Bowl, ding ding.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Top 2. Top
Not
2.
bad.
All right.
Now we got to go playoff or Michigan.
Get that Price is
gets a
Right
little
losing
bit
horn
hairy
ready.
here.
Oh, Harry. Okay.
Well, nothing crazy.
Oh,
no
geez.
crazy game, but the order might be a little bit mixed up.
Oh.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
What are we thinking? Ohio State, Michigan? I'm going to be so biased towards the Buckeyes now because of the first one.
Or is it the first playoff game against Tennessee?
I'll give y'all a hint.
Okay.
The next 3 are OSU games.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. We figured that would be the case.
You want to go Michigan?
Let's go Michigan at number 3.
Nope.
No. Okay, I got
We'll
it.
go ahead and knock that off
Okay.
the board. The Michigan game doesn't even chart.
Okay, thank
Wow.
you. Thank you.
I think I know it because, again, this is a holiday. Everybody's off work. Everybody was watching this game. It's the
Oregon?
Rose Bowl.
Okay.
I'm going to go Rose Bowl at 3. Give me 3.
Ding.
Nan.
Yes.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Good job.
Okay. Then we got to go more playoff games, right?
For sure. How about
Tennessee.
Texas?
Ooh, Texas. What day of the week was
Tennessee
that?
was round 1. Texas was round 3.
Yeah, it was a semifinals.
semifinals.
Yeah.
Let's go Texas.
I think day of the week kind of comes into play here. Wasn't that
And then-
Texas game a Friday night game?
It all runs together, man.
I think so.
Yeah, that sounds right, though.
Let's go with that. Let's
Okay.
go Texas at 4
Boom.
and then Tennessee at 5.
Not Tennessee.
Ooh.
Ooh.
But
I'm glad I had no part of that. He didn't even consult with me on that.
Right.
He's just-
Number 5 is not a playoff game.
oh, okay. So it might be the first Oregon game. Because there was so much buildup to that.
Yeah, I like
Dave.
that. I like that.
All
First
right.
Oregon game.
And again, what we're doing is we are guessing at the most bet on games for the entire season at Hollywood Casino Columbus, the ESPNBET Sportsbook. Number 1 was the national championship. Number 2 was the Super Bowl. Number 3 was the Rose Bowl. Number 4 was the Texas game. And number 5, Dave, we're going with Oregon?
Yeah.
Let's go Oregon. All
You
right.
got it. Nice.
Nice.
All right.
Y'all rattled them off pretty easily.
Okay, now
All right,
you said
so I
you got a
one
little
more.
trivia.
Number 6.
Yep.
Give me number 6. I had number 6 just in case.
Is it an NFL game by chance?
Nope. It's
Okay.
another OSU game.
Oh, wow.
And it's not Michigan.
Not Michigan and not playoff.
Oh,
Penn-
my
Penn
gosh.
State?
Yeah.
Penn
What
State.
else would it be?
Penn State.
Penn State.
Okay, and then you got to explain to me, Noah, why OSU Michigan isn't a top 5 or top 6 most bet on game for you guys.
So I think mainly probably, and this is just a guess, probably because it was at home, number 1.
Okay.
Big rivalry game. And it wasn't supposed to be that great of a game.
Yeah.
And Ohio State was a big favorite. So you
Yeah.
probably had some Buckeye fans that were like,
Yeah.
we've been down this road before in the 90s. Like, they were clearly better than Michigan, and weird stuff. It reminded me so much of 1996. The difference of 1996, though, they didn't get really a shot at the title. They went to the Rose Bowl, and they beat the Arizona State Sun Devils in a great game, but Ohio State finished second that year. This year, they were able to get up off the mat and really dominate throughout the playoffs.
So let me ask you this, Noah, real quick before we have to take a quick break. Obviously, you're going to get a lot of action on Ohio State football. Can you give us kind of a percentage of bets generally on an Ohio State game? What percentage of the bets are on Ohio State, and what percentage go contrarian and go against Ohio State on a typical Saturday?
I would say for an Ohio State game, I would say probably 60 to 70% of the bets are going to be on Ohio State.
Okay.
No matter what the spread is, no matter what the over-under is, anything like that, they're betting Ohio State, and most people lean towards the over as well.
All right, there you go. So that's the most bet on games this season. All football, no surprise about that. One thing that's not a surprise is the Hollywood Casino Columbus has incredible promotions going on in the month of May, including there's an all-you-can-eat at our favorite sports book. Dave, you and I are going to be visiting for sure. We're going to talk about that next on The Money.
This is Hollywood Casinos On the Money. On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
From ONN.
Did you know 38% of Ohio's teenagers have spent money on gambling in video and online games? Items like mystery boxes, skins, and spin to win mimic gambling, putting children at a higher risk of experiencing a gambling disorder as an adult. So get in the know about youth gambling and start the conversation with discussion guides, parent resources, and more at changethegameohio.org. That's changethegameohio.org.
Have you experienced foot or ankle pain during or after sports, running, or exercising at the gym? Nagging aches in your foot or ankle that won't go away? Podiatric physicians can provide you with important foot care solutions, shoe inserts, or show you how to support your feet and ankles so you're able to compete or exercise comfortably. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and have been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Have you ever told a friend?
Oh, I'm fine.
When you really felt?
Just so overwhelmed.
Or sent a text?
Can't sleep. Are you awake?
When you couldn't find the words to say?
I'm scared to be alone with my thoughts right now.
Then this is your sign to reach out to the 988 Lifeline for 24/7 free confidential support. You don't have to hide how you feel. Text, call, or chat anytime.
Proper tree care is an investment that can lead to substantial returns and increased personal enjoyment. Hiring a certified arborist can help care for your trees and add considerable value to your property. Inspections by Ohio ISA certified arborists can often find and mitigate tree defects before they fail. Only professionals with specialized knowledge and training are properly equipped to provide appropriate care. To find an arborist, visit trees4ohio.org. That's trees4ohio.org.
The Fan. Ohio sports destination. You're listening to Hollywood Casinos On the Money. On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
On ONN.
Welcome back to On the Money. Dave Biddle, Scotty Vegas, our special guest, Noah Kirk. All right. I mean, this is going to be awesome. So there's going to be an all-you-can-eat ribs promotion at Hollywood Casino, the ESPNBET Sportsbook. So all-you-can-eat ribs every Tuesday and Thursday this month. These are two of my favorite things in the entire world. Going to Hollywood Casino, the ESPNBET Sportsbook, and eating ribs. This is fantastic.
Dave, is that not the ultimate parlay right there? I mean, you're in the sports book. You're eating all-you-can-eat ribs. And I got to tell you, if I were to power rank things that I would want to have unlimited supply of, ribs would be right up there as far as the food choices for that. I mean, gosh, chicken wings in that same category, but also ribs might be number two. And the other thing is, Noah, you were telling us that you last year had a different promotion where it was all you can eat, what, crab legs?
Crab legs.
Okay,
yes.
see, I'm more in on the ribs. I love crab legs, but I'm more in on the ribs for this year than the crab legs.
Because I like crab legs a lot, but like it is kind of an Olympic event to some degree. You gotta work at it, and then if you get one that's like really big and long, you kind of hold it up like a prize, you know.
But do you ever get them that big? Like I feel like,
yeah, you do eventually. If you get it right, you gotta get right in the middle there, crack it open, and bam, you get that big piece of crab.
Yeah, but
man.
gosh, I feel like you get about 2 bites out of that, right?
I'd like to see you with the bib on.
Yeah,
yes,
you got to, right?
So we need to make that happen because we're going to be out at the casino. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, unlimited ribs. Now let's set an over/under, guys. So let's set an over-under on number of ribs that you could do in a, let's say you're watching a basketball game. So we'll give you 2.5 hours. You're watching an NBA playoff game this May. You got 2.5 hours. How many ribs can you get in that 2.5 hours?
So what's like a half a rack? Like 6 ribs maybe?
Yeah, 6 to 8. Yeah.
I'd say I could do 24 in 2.5 hours.
24, okay.
So four half racks.
So we're putting your over-under at 23.5 ribs.
Yeah.
All right, Dave, you?
Yeah, I would do right around there. I'd do 2 full racks is what I was thinking. Because if you said like in the half hour, I'd probably just say 1. Because I don't eat like, I'm more of a grazer to some degree. But yeah, if I'm sitting there for 2.5 hours, I could easily eat 2 racks of ribs. Maybe 2.5 racks. Maybe around 30 is what I'll go with as my final answer.
You know what's so funny, Dave, is when you were talking about eating fast and eating the ribs, my mind went right back to when we had our hot dog eating contest.
I knew I should have done that because especially in the morning, like in middle afternoon after I've been up in the morning trying to do a hot dog eating contest, that was a terrible idea, and I almost died.
Not only
we did it because like we were trying to get in the spirit of the Nathan's hot dog eating contest was right around the 4th of July, so Scotty had the idea. I went along with it. I was even thinking, this is stupid. I shouldn't do this. And I had really bad acid reflux. I think I got through 1 hot dog or something like that before I had to vomit.
It's got to be on the Mount Rushmore of terrible radio bits attempted at this radio station because Dave didn't even get a half of a hot dog in, and he was so red. I'm looking, and Cam was here with us, and there was legit fear that you were going to pass away on air eating this hot dog. Like, you were all red. When I got home after the show, my daughter, Autumn, and my wife were yelling at me like, hey, you just kept going on, kept talking as Dave's in the corner basically passed out. And I'm like, well, we couldn't have dead air. We couldn't have a dead man and dead air.
Are you noticing a theme here? What happened at the memorial? Scotty laughs about that, doesn't care about my well-being. I'm over here dying, doesn't care, is laughing, just carrying on.
What happened at the memorial? Hold on.
It was my first time ever there last year, and we're doing a show out there, and I just, I was using my Google Maps to get in, and it said this was the entrance. I'm pulling in. I even see a guy. He kind of was like, now looking back, he was definitely giving me a strange look, but he didn't try and stop me. He must have thought like I knew what I was doing. I pulled in the exit to make a short story long. I pulled in the exit, not the entrance. Eventually, a cop comes and cuts off my car. And then they end up being pretty cool about it. So I almost got Scotty Scheffler 2 weeks after the Scotty Scheffler incident.
It was literally the same month as the Scotty Scheffler arrest.
The cops were joking about it. The Columbus cops were very cool. Too bad Scotty didn't have them instead of the Louisville cops.
That was fun. All right, reminder, all you can eat ribs Tuesdays and Thursdays in the month of May, only at the ESPNBET Sportsbook. Good chance you will see Dave and I there. We're there all the time anyway. We might as well be there and eating some of our favorite food, which is the ribs. All kinds of awesome things going on at the casino, though. You can, for new members, you can join the Pen Play rewards and play up to $500 on the casino. How awesome is that? And Noah's got another question for us that you and I may look like geniuses or we may look like idiots. So we're going to do that next on The Money.
More of Hollywood Casinos on the money. On the money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Coming up on ONN.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Right now, you can save on fresh medium avocados or delicious honey mangoes. Just 69 cents each with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. This month of May is a fantastic time to win at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Win a pair of tickets to the Memorial Tournament by visiting at Hollywood Columbus on social media and follow the steps for a chance to win. You've got a chance every Tuesday for second chance drawings. You can cash in on your losing wagers. 5 winners every Tuesday get $100 pen cash. Plus, all you can eat ribs Tuesdays and Thursdays in May, only at the ESPNBET Sportsbook inside Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Roofing Guys are your locally owned, trusted family business right here in Central Ohio. They've been hammering quality and service through the roof for over 25 years, offering professional services in roofing, siding, gutters, and more. Contact them at theroofingguys.com. That's theroofingguys.com.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. My guys and gals at Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings in Dublin. They are your Central Ohio dealer for Weaver Barns. They are the leaders when it comes to getting a barn or structure for your property. Maybe you need a garage, a little tiny one, or one with living spaces and a workshop and everything. Get a garage so nice you could live in it. That's what I do. I live in my garage. No, I don't. Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings in Dublin. Or go to AmishCountryFurnishings.com. Promo code Live in Your Garage. Not really.
This is Corey Sickles with Safe Harbor Wealth Advisors. We are an independent financial planning firm ready to help you make the right decision for yourself, your family, and your future. Visit SafeHarborOH.com to schedule a complimentary meeting. SafeHarborOH.com.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Back to Hollywood Casinos on the money. On the money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
From ONN.
In case you wondered, Ohioans love to bet. In fact, in the month of March, the total amount bet in the state of Ohio was $993 million. And of all the states that are reporting so far, that's number 3 across the United States. Ohio is only behind New York, who had $2.45 billion wagered in March. And then you had New Jersey at $1.11 billion. Number 3. The Buckeye State, $993 million wagered in the month of March. That's ahead of Nevada, which, by the way, I was spending a lot of money in Las Vegas, so obviously not enough money to pass Ohio because Nevada's 4th. Number 5 is Pennsylvania. It's good to see Ohio sports bettors above the Pennsylvania sports bettors as far as action.
Because Pennsylvania has a larger population than Ohio, and even though Nevada has a far less population than Ohio, it's still surreal to me to see Ohio has far more sports bets than Nevada. It's just crazy when you think about it.
You're talking about March, obviously the month of March Madness, where so many people fly out to Vegas for that opening weekend of the tournament. So you got people that are literally just flying out with their whole intention on betting.
You've done that many
straight.
times.
I have, and it's great, and I love it. But I will be honest with you, we put on a heck of a watch party weekend here in Columbus at the ESPNBET Sportsbook, and I had just as much fun doing that than I do when I fly out to Vegas.
You said on the show you actually had more fun at Hollywood. I don't think you were just saying this, that you actually like it better because more kiosks. It's so old. I didn't realize this. It's so old school in Vegas. It's actually a better, you know, and you don't have to wait in line because there's tons of kiosks over there. You said you actually had a better time just staying at Hollywood Casino than going to Vegas, which is awesome.
Yeah. All right, we got our friend Noah Kirk, who helps run the ESPNBET Sportsbook here at Hollywood Casino Columbus. He's got a question for us, and this is in the history of the casino, which you guys have been, sports betting has been legalized in the state of Ohio for about 3 years now, 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And so you've got a historic question you want to ask us. What do you got for us, Noah?
So when going through looking at what games, what markets were the most bet on, I started by looking at days, each day that we've been open. And there have been days where the number of bets has just been outrageous. And it's consistent every year. What days are we getting the most bets on?
First day of the NCAA tournament.
I think it's got to be that, Dave, because you're talking about games from noon to midnight, right? Everybody takes that day off.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, you brought up a good point, though. Like, you're talking national championship Ohio State football, but there's not enough other games going on, right?
It's got to be. My first thought was actually I was thinking something like NFL opening Sunday with all the games, but nothing compares as far as amount of games, and you couple that with the excitement around it. And again, we were all introduced to sports gambling by March Madness, like probably fifth grade, running books in fifth grade for $5, a bracket, stuff like that. We were all introduced, probably, maybe not all of us, probably 99% of us were introduced to sports gambling because of the NCAA tournament. Let's go with that. Final answer.
Noah, final answer, first day of the tournament.
Yep, you're right. Every year, Thursday and Friday, and it is not close.
Can I ask which day is even bigger?
Thursday.
Thursday's bigger.
Thursday's bigger, surprisingly. I thought it would be Friday because everybody, going into the weekend, everybody might take that extra day off work, but no, it's Thursday. It drops a hair for Friday, but it is not close.
Well, it makes sense. It's also my favorite day of the year, on the sports calendar. Now, what's getting close for me is New Year's Day, because you've got 3 college football playoff games that day. And so I am kind of curious going forward, Noah, if maybe that day will rival the first day of the NCAA tournament with bets. But again, that's only 3 games in that day.
Instead of 16?
Versus 16. Yeah, so.
The number of games definitely plays into it. I think, while football is the most popular sport, you're looking at, an average guy might come in with $500. And he's making, on a March Madness Thursday, he's making 20, 30 bets at $5, $10 a pop, whereas he might split that up for $100 wagers.
That's a great point. Yeah. And it is. It's one of those where, okay, let's take the first half of every single tournament game, or it's, hey, let's have a little action on every single game. And there's a lot of fun ways to do it. Noah, Kirk, ESPNBET Sportsbook. Again, throughout the month of May, it is all you can eat ribs inside the sportsbook on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We're going to do it. We can't wait to get back out there. We're also going to be doing a lot of different shows and promotions out there, including a home run derby party, which is coming up in July. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Noah, Kirk, thank you so much for joining us. When we come back, we are diving into Ohio State football. This is On the Money.
This is Hollywood Casinos On the Money. On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
From ONN.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Sick of the long security lines and flight delays? Travel on your terms. Go RVing and get ready to save at RCD RV's Open House. From May 3rd through the 10th, take advantage of huge deals on new and pre-owned RVs. Our Delaware, Heath, and Pataska locations will feature exclusive sale pricing on all new and pre-owned travel trailers, fifth wheels, motorhomes with special financing rates available, plus discounts on camping accessories. Come by today. We'll have your road ready by Memorial Day. Find unbeatable savings, unforgettable fun, and everything you need to hit the road at rcdrv.com.
Working your way through that honey-do list? That means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing and drain cleanings and repairs and all your heating and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your furnace or air conditioner. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain cleaning? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing issues? Call the Waterworks. Furnace repairs? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks. Trusted neighborhood plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
Hey folks, it's Austin Ward here with a challenge. Well, a challenge might not be the best choice of words, so let's say an opportunity. Take the opportunity to lose 40 by the 4th with Awaken 180. Has a different ring to it when you have a finish line, doesn't it? 40 by the 4th. Maybe you looked at the scale this morning and it read 230 pounds. How about it reading 190 by the 4th of July? Maybe the scale says 300. Wouldn't the 260 number be a little nicer on your eyes and on your knees? It's attainable if you have the same results we all had with Awaken 180. I dropped 40 pounds in just 8 weeks. There's no reason you can't drop 40 by the 4th and be feeling as great as I still do now. Ring Independence Day in healthy, confident, and most important, feeling happy. You reached your goal with the help of Awaken 180. So fire up your grill and grab your beverage of choice because the weight's staying off thanks to free support for life. 40 by the 4th. Set your goal and reach it. Reserve your consultation online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. I know firsthand what it's like to battle through joint pain. After years of the hard hits and the wear and tear on the field, I thought pain, it was just going to be something I had to live with. Let me tell you, that's no longer the case thanks to QC Kinetics. For over 8 years, QC Kinetics has been leading the charge nationwide in non-surgical joint pain relief, helping over 50,000 patients get back to doing what they love, pain-free. Whether it's your knees, back, hips, shoulders, you pick it. If joint pain's been slowing you down, you need to hear about what Dr. Aaron Walkoff and his team in Columbus are doing. They're using cutting-edge regenerative medicine, natural biologic treatments with powerful healing properties to repair and restore damaged joint tissue. No surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. Just real results. The kind of treatment I wish I had access to during my playing days, and now you do. Imagine this summer playing around a golf, chasing the kids, and just enjoying a walk without the pain. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-228-4544. They now have offices in Grove City and Canal Winchester.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. You're listening to Hollywood Casinos On the Money. On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
On ONN.
Welcome back to On the Money. Dave Biddle, Scotty Vegas, Cam Taylor. Thanks to our special guest, Noah Kirk, for coming in. That was really cool. We're going to bring him in occasionally on the show, and he's going to quiz Scotty and I and let you know about cool things like you can get all-you-can-eat ribs every Tuesday and Thursday this month at Hollywood Casino. So Scotty and I are going to be out there a lot getting some free, not free ribs, but all-you-can-eat ribs. All right, Ohio State football. Let's get into this. I think they've, once again, have done a really good job overall in the transfer portal. I mean, nothing's going to compare to last year. It's just was crazy what they did last year, getting Caleb Downs, Will Howard, Quinshon Judkins, Seth McLaughlin, Will Kazmarek. I mean, and Julian Sand technically as well. Unbelievable. Perfect storm, too, with Ohio State just stepping up in all areas with NIL, with the team they had, and then with Saban retiring. It was just the perfect storm. But I really like what they've done this year, too, what they did in the winter portal and getting Bo Atkinson. They got another offensive lineman. They got a long snapper. They got a kicker. Those guys are just going to provide depth. The kicker could definitely push Jaden Fielding for that job, but here's the thing, though. What was the number one need? D-tackle. And Ryan Day talked about this. He had a really good press conference on Tuesday. We got a chance to speak with Ryan Day, and I love how relaxed he is, Scott. You can just see that the weight of the world has been lifted off his shoulders, and easy to see why winning the national championship. But they wanted to add a D-tackle in the portal. I had a chance to ask Coach Day about this, and I said, are you guys trying to add a D-tackle actively? Are you actively trying to do that right now? And how's that going? And he said, yes, we are, and yes, we have. But we're not just going to add someone just to add him. He has to be better, and this makes 100% sense. He has to be better than most of the guys we have at D-tackle, or what's the point? We're not just going to do it just to do it. And there were some guys in the portal that I think they were interested in, but the problem was, Scotty, is like they couldn't really promise anybody a starting spot at D-tackle because they like the starters with Caden McDonald and Edric Houston. They could tell a kid he could compete for a spot. Then you have every other school telling this kid, we're promising you a starting spot. It's hard to find good D-tackles in the portal. So unless something changes, I don't think they're going to get a D-tackle in the portal. What could change is a grad transfer at this point because the portal is now closed as far as players entering it. But they could get a grad transfer, but it's looking pretty bleak. So, again, I like the starters. I know they like the starters, but he clearly does not think any of the backups stepped up enough. Guys like Tywone Malone, Will Smith Jr., Jason Moore, Eric Mensah. Two of those guys need to step up and fill out the two deep. So that's definitely the biggest concern on the team, in my opinion, is depth at D-tackle, and then how the quarterback's going to do. I think Julian Sand, Scotty, is going to be a good starting quarterback at Ohio State at some point. When? Is it going to be week 1 against Texas as a redshirt freshman making his first start? It's a lot to ask. Is it going to be maybe mid-season this year, end of the season this year, sometime next year? When is Julian Sand going to be a good starting quarterback? I have no doubt he'll get there. When is he going to get there? So those are my two things. If they get good quarterback play this year, they figure out depth at D-tackle, they're going to be a big problem once again. The amazing thing, Dave, is it feels like this football season just ended. And now, where are we? We're in May. We are literally 17 Saturdays away from college football starting up again. Wow. And our wives would yell at us for saying that because they're teachers and they don't want summer to go by fast. That's true. But it's going to go by fast. 17 weeks till college football season. And you mentioned the defensive tackle situation. And yeah, we can nitpick and say, okay, there might be a little bit of a lack of depth at that position, but it is still, Ohio State's still
still the favorite to win the national championship. I love what they're doing as far as depth across the board at just about everywhere else, because what did we think about going into last season? With it being a 16 or potentially 17 game season, depth is so important. And so Ohio State across the board, and even in the kicker role now, you're talking about adding another quality piece to that room. So, defensive tackle is that one concern, but as a whole, this is a team that is extremely talented. We're talking about bringing back the best player in college football on offense, and Jeremiah Smith, the best player in college football on defense, Caleb Downs. And oh, by the way, there are mock drafts out there for next year, and people think that Ohio State probably has 3 first-round picks again. Carnell Tate, he's going to be a borderline first-round pick probably. You're talking Caleb Downs. And I've even seen, Dave, Max Clare being talked about as a potential first-round pick in next year's draft as well, the tight end.
He put up numbers at Purdue last year, and everybody knew when they faced Purdue, he was their number 1 target. So he even faced double teams, right? He will get double teamed exactly 0 times at Ohio State. When you got J.J. Smith, Carnell Tate, Brandon Ennis, Mylan Graham stepping up as the number 4 receiver. Quincy Porter's going to be a stud here eventually. I don't know how much he's going to play as a true freshman with those studs ahead of him. Yeah, man, I mean, you're right. I mean, and I like his philosophy. They want a D tackle, but they're not just going to get one just to get one. What's the point? If he's not better than Jason Moore and Will Smith Jr., what's the point of just getting somebody just to get him? And they're leaving no stone unturned. You mentioned the kicker. He's from Ball State. He was the starting kicker at Ball State the last 2 years as a true freshman. As a sophomore, his name is Jackson Corville, and he's from Centerville. He went to high school at Centerville. The last time, I seem to recall Ohio State had a kicker from Centerville. Worked out pretty well. He's the best kicker in Ohio State history, and Mike Nugent. So hopefully, not that he needs to be Nuge. That'd be pretty nice if he was. What was Nuge like? Was he like 25 and 28 the year they won the national championship in 2002? Incredible. Something like that. Then he won as a senior, he won the Marshall game with like a walk-off 54-yarder. That dude was amazing. Or maybe put it into overtime and then they won. But yeah, we'll see. I like what they're doing over on the portal. Bo Atkinson was a really, really good get. They've now stacked good depth at DN because, you lose 2 studs with JTT and Jack Sawyer, and I still can't believe Jack Sawyer fell to the 4th round. Of course, the Steelers got him. And then they get Will Howard in the 6th round. Hey, I tip my cap to the Steelers, even being a Bengals fan. Good job there. But they like Kenyatta Jackson and Caden Curry. Those guys played a lot as backups the last couple years. They bring in Logan George from Idaho State. Turns out he was an underrated get in the portal. They really like him. Then they get Bo Atkinson, who could move inside like on passing down. 6'6", 265, was very productive at North Carolina. You have C.J. Hicks at defensive end, who's going to play. And then you also have Zion Grady, a true freshman, who could add depth if necessary. So I really like what they're doing. Bo Atkinson, to me, was a really good get from North Carolina.
Yeah, well, I mean, and the other thing that you're doing when Ryan Day is saying, defensive tackle is where you need a little help, you're also lighting a fire under the guys that are currently there, right? When you hear the head coach talking about that means, oh my gosh, I got to get my butt in gear, right? And I think Ryan Day did that last year with the offensive line, where he brought up, okay, yeah, we're looking for offensive linemen, and that lights the fire under the guys that are currently there.
Speaking of Ohio State's offensive line, Ryan Day also told us on Tuesday a certain offensive lineman is definitely going to be a starter this year. He doesn't know at what spot, but he's definitely going to be a starter. Who is that guy? We'll tell you next on The Money.
More of Hollywood Casinos on the money. On the money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Coming up on ONN.
This is Pause Before You Play, and it's time for more game day picks from local sports fans. You're on the air. Who you got?
Actually, I'm not betting, just chilling and watching the game.
I know that move, a pause. Sounds like you've got a winning strategy.
Exactly. After I set limits and recognized the risk, I knew it was time to stop.
Now that is responsible betting, folks. Sports are fast. Betting shouldn't be. Make a plan at pausebeforeyouplay.org. That's pausebeforeyouplay.org.
Do you want a job that is flexible, secure, and fun? It also offers excellent pay and is ranked as one of the best jobs in America, too. I'm talking about being a dental hygienist. And all you have to do is complete a 2-year program after high school. Visit ODA.org to learn more and to start helping people love their smile. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton.
ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Proper tree care is an investment that can lead to substantial returns and increased personal enjoyment. Hiring a certified arborist can help care for your trees and add considerable value to your property. Inspections by Ohio ISA certified arborists can often find and mitigate tree defects before they fail. Only professionals with specialized knowledge and training are properly equipped to provide appropriate care. To find an arborist, visit trees4ohio.org. That's trees4ohio.org.
Have you experienced foot or ankle pain during or after sports, running, or exercising at the gym? Nagging aches in your foot or ankle that won't go away? Podiatric physicians can provide you with important foot care solutions, shoe inserts, or show you how to support your feet and ankles so you're able to compete or exercise comfortably. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and have been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Now back to Hollywood Casinos on the money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
From ONN.
Welcome back to On the Money. All right, so Ryan Day told us on Tuesday, and he doesn't do this often, like anoint starters in spring, but this is not a big surprise. Austin Sareveld is going to be a starter for Ohio State. I think at right tackle, but it could be right guard. Ryan Day came out and just said he will be a starter for sure. He's had a great offseason. He was one of only 3 Buckeyes to be named Iron Buckeye by Mickey Marotti for winter workouts. The other 2, Sonny Styles and Jeremiah Smith. That's the entire list right there. Sareveld, J.J. Smith, Sonny Styles. So there you go. I really like this offensive line. I think it's going to be we know Ethan Onionwa, another great get in the portal. I think that was the most important get. Max Clare probably was the highest rated guy they got, but I think Onionwa was the most important guy because he's left tackle. And they have some other tight ends that I like, but getting Clare was awesome. But Onionwa was massive, 6'6", 335, and that's after losing about 25 pounds. He's going to be your left tackle. Luke Montgomery, left guard. Carson Hinsman returning at center. Tegra Shabola probably at right guard, and Sareveld probably at right tackle. Why do I say probably? I think it's going to come down to where the coaches like Tegra or better, or they like Phillip Daniels, the transfer from Minnesota, better. And you're like, well, they play different positions. How does that work? Well, here's how it works. If they like Tegra better, he'll be the starting right guard, and Sareveld will be the starting right tackle. If they like Daniels better, Daniels will be the starting right tackle, and Sareveld will be starting right guard. So I like this a lot. They got 4 starters, in my opinion, that are set. Those 2 guys are going to battle. That gives you depth. Whoever loses that battle is your 6th man. They also like Josh Padilla, the backup center. And then you could push Hinsman to guard if you needed to. If one of the guards got hurt, you could bring Padilla in. You have Ian Moore. So I don't just like the starters, Scotty. I like the depth there, too. And it seems like Coach Day does as well. Talk about a 180 from what we were talking about last year.
Yeah. And last segment, we were talking a little bit about first-round picks and the potential and the talent on this team. Some good comments on our YouTube page. Mark talking about Sonny Styles as another potential first-rounder. Otis is talking about he expects Hinsman will bring another trophy back to Center U, and he might find his way as a top draft pick as well. And just to give you a little reference point, I was listening to Todd McShay. He had a podcast out where he was doing his mock draft. He had 3 Buckeyes going in the first round in next year's NFL draft. He had Caleb Downs going number 2 overall, and he had Max Clare going 22 overall, and then Carnell Tate 25. So those are the 3 guys that he has in. But as you said, I mean, mean, there's a few guys out there that have their opportunity this year to work their way up. I will update the betting odds real quick, Dave, as well. Ohio State and Texas now co-favorites to win the national championship, both 5-1 at the ESPNBET Sportsbook. Then you have Georgia at 6-1. Oregon plus 750 and Penn State plus 750. I think the thing that stands out to me with those 5 teams is the fact that you have 5 teams that are so bunched up there in the odds. Ohio State, Texas 5-1, Georgia 6-1, Oregon and Penn State plus 750.
It really is. I think it's definitely a little bit more wide open than last. It's not wide open, but last year I think we were sitting here thinking about 4, maybe 5 teams had a chance. You're talking about because Georgia was the betting favorite, then Ohio State.
And Alabama was right there.
Then it was Oregon, I think was 3rd. Texas was up there. And then I think Bama was
Scotty,
5th.
do you have Clemson's odds?
I do. In fact, they've actually changed a little bit. They went from 20-1. They're now down to 14-1. So those Clemson odds are changing. We've been talking about the talent coming back. Clemson has a ton of talent coming back, including one of the few teams that are up there that has their star quarterback coming back.
Yeah. A couple years ago, I thought Klubnik was, is it Klubnik or Klubnik? How are we pronouncing it? I thought he was overrated because he was a 5-star and he was supposed to be a stud as a sophomore and didn't really have a good year. He changed my mind last year. He's at least a solid quarterback, maybe better than that. I'm still not buying top 10 NFL draft pick. Or some people have him going number 1 overall. Everybody had Shedeur Sanders going number 1 overall at this time last year. So I don't know about that. And one more guy, I know Mark on our YouTube chat said this as well. One more guy I think has a chance to be a first-round pick for the Buckeyes is Ethan Onionwa. Some people thought he might have been a second-round pick this year if he just turned pro instead of transferring from Rice to Ohio State. We're glad he transferred. He's got a chance to be a first-round pick. All right, first hour of the show is in the book. Stick around for the second hour. This is On the Money.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
You can save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Limit 8. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. This month of May is a fantastic time to win at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Win a pair of tickets to the Memorial Tournament by visiting at Hollywood Columbus on social media and follow the steps for a chance to win. You've got a chance every Tuesday for second chance drawings. You can cash in on your losing wagers. 5 winners every Tuesday get $100 pen cash. Plus, all you can eat ribs Tuesdays and Thursdays in May, only at the ESPNBET Sportsbook inside Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
We've discovered the perfect morning ritual, the 2 for $6 breakfast sandwich deal at Tim Hortons. Every sandwich is made to order with a freshly cracked egg and melty cheese, just the way breakfast should be. Choose between savory sausage or hickory smoked bacon, served on a toasted English muffin or flaky biscuit. There's no wrong way to mix and match this tasty deal. 2 breakfast sandwiches, just $6. Perfect. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants, single item at regular menu price. Modifications and tax extra. Exclusions and additional terms apply.
Hey, it's Anthony for my friends at Germain Honda of Dublin. And Rich and his team are ready to get you in a great new Honda this spring. Purchase or lease. He's going to make you feel awesome about your next vehicle and your experience. Grab a hold of this one, a 2025 Honda Accord Hybrid Sport. Lease it for only $347 a month for 36 months, 30,000 miles, and only $19.99 down. He's got rates as low as 2.9%. Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
This is Pause Before You Play, and it's time for more game day picks from local sports fans. You're on the air. Who you got?
Actually, I'm not betting, just chilling and watching the game.
I know that move, a pause. Sounds like you've got a winning strategy.
Exactly. After I set limits and recognize the risk, I knew it was time to stop.
Now that is responsible betting, folks. Sports are fast. Betting shouldn't be. Make a plan at pausebeforeyouplay.org. That's pausebeforeyouplay.org.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan.
And I'm Cam Taylor. The Columbus Crew beat Charlotte FC 4-2 last night at Lower.com Field. The Crew will next play the Philadelphia Union next Saturday at 7:30. The Cleveland Guardians defeated the Toronto Blue Jays 5-3 yesterday and will face off again today at 1:37. And yesterday, the Cincinnati Reds lost to the Washington Nationals 11-6. The two teams will meet again today at 4:10. There was a Game 7 in the NBA and NHL playoffs yesterday. The Denver Nuggets blew out the LA Clippers 120-101 and will move on to face the OKC Thunder in the next round. And the Dallas Stars defeated the Colorado Avalanche 4-2 to move on to the next round, where they will face the winner of today's Game 7 between the Winnipeg Jets and the St. Louis Blues at 7 p.m. Today, the Cleveland Cavaliers host Game 1 of the second round against the Indiana Pacers at 6 p.m. And tonight, the Houston Rockets host the Golden State Warriors in Game 7. The winner will move on to face the Minnesota Timberwolves on Tuesday at 9:30.
Scotty's kids don't ask how his day was. They ask if all his bets won. You're listening to On the Money.
Presented by ESPNBET, the official sportsbook of ESPN. What a play.
Welcome back to On the Money. 97.1 The Fan. I am Dave Biddle. I am joined by Scott Prokop. We, of course, like to call him Scotty Vegas. We have producer Cam Taylor at the controls. And right about now, it is time for the Parlay Party. Hit it, Cam. Oh, baby. Parlay Party is where we celebrate anything that we want to celebrate. Could be a nice parlay that we hit. Could be the fact it's not going to be raining the entire day today. Scotty, what are you celebrating today, my friend?
I am celebrating the fact that we might do away with a little bit of this rain, because I was waiting for a little window yesterday because I wanted to hit up the driving range, and it just kept raining and raining and raining, so I didn't get out there. But here's the deal. This is what I'm celebrating. On Tuesday, I get one of the coolest experiences. Get to go out and play Muirfield Village.
Oh, yes.
One of the coolest little things that you can do, I think, here in Columbus is the opportunity to play there, and looking forward to doing that on Tuesday.
Don't pull in the exit is my advice.
Yes, absolutely not. I'm also celebrating the fact that, Dave, Ohioans love to bet on sports. The numbers are out for the month of March, and Ohio is number 3 in the United States as far as states and betting on sports in the month of March, only behind New York and New Jersey. Ohioans bet $993 millions of dollars on sports in the month of March.
We're so close to $1 billion.
Yes, let's get there. Come on. Love it. I'm also
$7 million short. Come on.
I'm also celebrating,
nothing.
you know, in the past, Dave, the month of May used to be kind of the slowest month as far as sports for me. It was like, okay, we had so much excitement, you know, playoffs. Then you had the Super Bowl in February, and then you have March Madness, and then April you have the Masters, and then May it was kind of like, all right, not that exciting. But this year it is exciting, because we've got the Cavs that are really good. We've got the Memorial Tournament coming up. I can't wait for this little stretch and seeing how far the Cavs are able to take it. Dave, what are you celebrating on this Sunday?
The fact that there's all you can eat ribs every Tuesday and Thursday this month at ESPNBET Sportsbook, Hollywood Casino. Geez, that gives us an extra excuse to go out there. Maybe if there's a night where there's like an NBA playoff game on, the Reds are playing, there's golf. So we've got to pick a night to go out there and just
multiple nights.
We're going to get kicked out of there for sure, because we're going to be like the ones like, you've been here 2.5 hours and you've eaten like 50 racks of ribs. You guys have to leave. You said all you can eat.
We set the over-under on number of ribs that we could eat during a basketball game at 23.5. I feel like we could pass that.
Yeah, I mean, because if you're sitting there for 2.5 hours, I could. Yeah, if it was a half hour, you know me, I wouldn't do more than a rack. Maybe that would be tough. But 2.5 hours, you're sitting there. Yeah, I could easily eat 2 racks of ribs, 2 full racks. All right, Cam, what are you celebrating, my friend?
Definitely celebrating just the stuff to look forward to in May, the Memorial Tournament, deeper into the NBA playoffs, even though my Lakers lost. And then it's the season finale of Righteous Gemstones, so that's coming up to an end tonight. Also, Last of Us, just great TV. Definitely celebrating that.
Yeah, the season finale of our favorite shows is always weird because it's like you're excited for the season finale, right? You're excited to see that tonight. And then after that ends, you're going to be like, damn, my favorite show is now. I mean, you can just watch the reruns, I know, but like, it's kind of like a little bittersweet moment. You know what I mean?
Yes, definitely can be bittersweet, and then you just hope it's a good finale because sometimes shows kind of like fumble or just it leaves you wanting, and it's just not how you might have first saw it all wrapping up.
All right.
So let's talk NBA, guys.
Yeah.
So you got the Cavs opening up game 1 today against the Pacers. Cavs 8-point favorite at home. Here's the series prices. Cavs minus 500, Pacers plus 360. The over-under on number of games expected in the series is 5.5. And then let's look at the other series in the East. That's Knicks and Celtics. Celtics minus 900 to win that series. Knicks are 5-1. OKC's minus 900. Nuggets 5-1. By the way, I was just kind of messing around with odds earlier this morning, as I like to do on a Sunday morning, as I'm watching Live Golf finish up at about 6 in the morning. I am putting together parlays, and one of the parlays I put together was the Cavs to win the series against the Pacers, the Celtics to win the series against the Knicks, OKC to win the series against the Nuggets. Now, to me, those are three pretty much layups, right? I feel really confident all three are going to happen. And so you put those together, you get minus 200 odds on that. And so what I'm starting to do is I'm starting to get some of these PGA championship odds out there. There's 3 guys that I really like. Scotty Scheffler. He is dominating the field that they're playing at the Byron Nelson is this week. He's got an 8-shot lead going into Sunday. He's starting to trend the right direction. We know how good Rory's played this year. And then, guys, in the middle of the night, Bryson DeChambeau just won on the Live Tour. In the middle of the night. He won on the Live Tour, and so he's another guy at 13-1 at the PGA. I think makes sense. So I'm building up that parlay money into these PGA Championship odds.
I did notice, so I had my 3-1 bet on the Cavs to win the East prior to the playoffs, and so that's dropped to plus 160 now for the Cavs to win the East. The Celtics are still the favorite, but I think, I think it's going to be, at least, assuming they both get there, I think that's not a massive assumption, but that's going to be a really good series. I love that the Cavs have home court advantage. And they're a well-rounded team. I mean, they really are. Mobley, has picked up his offensive game. He's the NBA Defensive Player of the Year. You got an excellent backcourt with Mitchell and Garland and some other good players. I mean, the Cavs, people are kind of overlooking them. They had the best record. Did they have the best record in the NBA or just the East? I think Oklahoma City had the best record in the NBA. Yeah, Cavs had the second best record in the NBA, best record in the East by several games over the Celtics, I believe. Now, the Celtics are very good. They're the defending champ, and they ran through it last year. They have their entire team back. I get it. I just think I like the value there. Maybe not necessarily at plus 160, but still I kind of like the value there because it's not quite a toss-up. I would favor the Celtics, but I think the Cavs having home court advantage, I think that's going to be a really good series. I hope it goes to Game 7, and Cleveland can I know I'm jumping ahead here big time, but and Cleveland could host a Game 7. That'd be really cool.
Just think about this, too. The Cavs coming into the playoffs, we knew they were good, had a great regular season. You just talked about it, but just how dominant they were in that series against Miami was ridiculous. Like, I'm sitting there getting ready to sit down to watch Game 4, and I probably I threw the TV on about 5-10 minutes into the game, and I'm like, this thing's already over. Like, they are just dominating.
Incredible. I thought Miami, I shouldn't even admit this, because I knew the Cavs were going to win the series, but when they got up 3-0, I'm like, it's Spoelstra. They're not going to get swept. Especially they're not going to get swept at home. I bet that it's going to be a gentleman's sweep. Miami's going to win Game 4. So I threw a little bit of money on Miami. And then, within like 5 minutes, I wanted to shoot myself. I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing betting against the Cavs when you've been betting for the Cavs? I just thought like that one game Miami would win, or the Cavs would win by like 900 points. It's very impressive what they're doing. So I feel good for all the Cavs fans out there. Hopefully it continues for you guys.
Yeah, what a run. And now it kind of makes you start thinking, all right, can this team actually win it all? Because I think there was a lot of people still with that doubt, because you're looking at it and you're like, okay, yes, they're a great team, but you still have Boston, and Boston is a huge hurdle for Cleveland to try and get over. And then you have a great team in the West in OKC. So it's like, but after watching that series, I think it's fair to start thinking that the Cavs are a legit contender to actually do it. It's not far-fetched for the Cavs to actually win it all. But hey, we open up the ESPNBET Sportsbook app. We kind of start looking around at different things. And Dave, one of the things this morning that caught my eye was looking at the national championship odds in college football, because there's a little bit of movement on that now that we're pretty much at a point where the portal's closed and most teams kind of know exactly what their team is going to look like. Now you see some subtle changes amongst the odds, and right now you've got Ohio State and Texas are co-favorites to win it all, to win the national championship at 5-1. Then you have Georgia right behind them. Georgia had a really good run in the portal here in the spring. They move up to 6-1 to win it all. You got two Big Ten teams, Oregon and Penn State, plus 750. We know how Penn State's all in this offseason. A little bit of change with Notre Dame moving up to 11-1. You got Alabama 13-1. And then an eye catcher a little bit is Clemson moving to 14-1 because they were 20-1.
Yep.
And there's a lot of talent coming back. Let's assess the board as far as national championship value in college football.
And then right behind Clemson is LSU at 18-1. Why do I bring that up? Because those two teams face each other in week one. I give Clemson a lot of credit. They're playing two SEC teams, so we're going to make fun of the ACC, but they lead off the season against LSU, and they finish the season against South Carolina. So obviously the in-state rivalry there with the Gamecocks. So we've talked about this before we get to like who we like. Obviously, Ohio State and Texas, I think, are the rightful favorites, although Georgia's going to be really tough this year if they get good quarterback play, or at least decent quarterback play, which is far from a certainty. The Ohio State-Texas thing is just fascinating. They just played a great game in the college football playoff semifinals, right? And then they're leading off the next season against each other. Just that alone would be like, couldn't draw that up any better. Then you add in, they're tied to be the favorites to win the national championship this year. Those three things together, it's just insane. So I tell you what, man, I don't know. I don't think Alabama, I think they're going to make the playoffs, but I can't see them winning it. I don't really see a team that I love the value here. I just don't. What about you?
So here's the funny thing, Dave, is we talked all year last year. We complained about the system of how the college football playoff works as far as, okay, you're going to have the SEC champion, the Big Ten champion, and then you're going to have two other conference champions be the 3 and 4 seed. And so you're thinking, okay, we had a mess last year where you had Boise State end up getting a bye, and you saw Arizona State also. And so you're thinking, okay, they're going to correct this huge mistake. And guess what? They're not. Right?
No.
There's no correction. The playoff format is going to be the same for next year. It's ridiculous. And if you look at these betting odds, Dave, and the reason why I bring this up is because the SEC and the Big Ten absolutely dominate the betting odds, right? If you were to go up and down, Ohio State, Big Ten, Texas, SEC, Georgia, SEC, Oregon, Penn State, Big Ten, Big Ten. So your top 5 teams are either Big Ten or they're SEC. You get to 6 in the odds. You got Notre Dame, all right, independent. And then you're going to go SEC with Alabama. You're going to go ACC, your first one there with Clemson. And then you're going to go SEC, SEC, Big Ten, SEC, 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 as far as the betting odds go.
Scotty and I are looking forward, to say the least. We can do our parlay bets on teams to make the college football playoffs.
Yes.
So you can do like something up to like 9 teams, which maybe don't do that. It's really tough to do, to name 9 of the 12 teams, but you can bet on how many teams are going to make the playoffs. I have 7 that I like. I'm definitely going to do a 7-leg parlay when these come out, probably in the next few weeks. Who are those 7 teams? We're going to get into that next on The Money.
We used to have a billboard with our host's face on it, but only ugly people work here now.
You mama say you ugly, hey!
The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up. Going up. But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button. Going down. We've lowered prices. Get 1 line of 5G data for $40, period. That's 20% lower. And you get a free 5G phone when you bring your number. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, you're the Carfax guy.
The Carfox from Carfax.
Wow.
And you, sir, work at Tire Discounters.
I sure do.
The Carfax top-rated service center.
Oh, right. You know, a lot of that's because of our services. But people think we're just about tires.
Maybe it's your name.
Yeah?
Tire Discounters. And your jingle.
Oh, you like it?
I think it needs something.
Yeah? Like what?
Hit it. Plus brakes, oil changes, shocks, and struts, and more. Now that speaks to me.
We've all got it, you know, that one crazy thing you've always wanted to do, that bucket list goal. Then a cancer diagnosis, and that one thing still goes according to plan. I would know I'm getting my first tattoo right now, while my 3 beautiful daughters laugh hysterically at me. 58 years old, 4 years of cancer-free checkups at Ohio Health. Go ahead and get a picture, girls. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
Hey, it's Anthony for my friends at Germain Honda of Dublin. And Rich and his team are ready to get you in a great new Honda this spring. Purchase or lease. He's going to make you feel awesome about your next vehicle and your experience. Grab a hold of this one, a 2025 Honda Accord Hybrid Sport. Lease it for only $347 a month for 36 months, 30,000 miles, and only $19.99 down. He's got rates as low as 2.9%. Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
Spring showers revealing roofing or siding issues? Trust the pros at Newman Roofing for expert care, white glove service, and quality you can count on. Schedule your estimate today and take advantage of special financing options. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com today.
Most radio stations suck. Here's why. They don't invest in local programming. We're live and local 14 hours a day. You can rest assured that every stupid thing we say is 100% local. Homegrown dumb since day one. The Fan.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Sick of the long security lines and flight delays? Travel on your terms. Go RVing and get ready to save at RCD RV's Open House. From May 3rd through the 10th, take advantage of huge deals on new and pre-owned RVs. Our Delaware, Heath, and Pataska locations will feature exclusive sale pricing on all new and pre-owned travel trailers, fifth wheels, motorhomes with special financing rates available, plus discounts on camping accessories. Come by today. We'll have you road ready by Memorial Day. Find unbeatable savings, unforgettable fun, and everything you need to hit the road at rcdrv.com.
Attention kingdom-seeking business professionals, entrepreneurs, and investors in Columbus. Are you ready to experience a life-changing event that will elevate your faith, finances, and future in 2025? Then you won't want to miss this. Join us for Life Search, featuring Champions of Faith, Saturday, May 10th at the Schottenstein Center for an extraordinary one-day event that will empower you to transform every area of your life through the power of faith. Prepare to be inspired by an incredible lineup of champions, including college football champions Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs, three-time national champion head coach Urban Meyer, sportscaster Kirk Herbstreit, two-time national football champion Tim Tebow, and more. These champions have experienced firsthand how faith transforms lives, and they'll be joining Life Search to share their powerful stories and insights on how to integrate faith into your business, finances, and every aspect of your journey. Seats are selling fast to this unforgettable event, so don't wait. Head to LifeSearch.com now to secure your tickets before they're gone. Life Search featuring Champions of Faith, Saturday, May 10th at the Schottenstein Center. Don't miss out. Your transformation begins here. Visit LifeSearch.com today.
Hey Sports Cards fans, I'm Jeff with my buddy Adam, and we run Huggy Kissy Bear breaks on the Whatnot app. What's a card break? Simple. We open boxes of cards live, you pick your team, and we send you all the hits. With over 2,300 five-star reviews, we're all about you. New to card breaks? No sweat. We've got you covered with a sweet welcome package from us. Download the Whatnot app and follow us on Instagram and TikTok to view all of our past Sugar Bear hits. Huggy Kissy Bear breaks, where collectors win big.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
I'm meteorologist Darren White with your 10 weather impact forecast here for our Sunday. We're tracking the chance for a few showers and storms this afternoon with highs into the mid-60s. And then for tonight, the chance of showers and storms early on. Otherwise, cooling down to the upper 40s here overnight. By Monday, we'll see another chance for a few showers and storms, especially for the afternoon with highs into the 60s. And that chance of rain will continue on Tuesday before we finally see drier conditions and more sunshine with highs in the 70s on Wednesday. And that's your 10 weather impact forecast here on 97.1 The Fan.
Matty Ice has a large tattoo on his calf of LeBron eating a lion. I have nothing else to say. Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan. Dave Biddle was caught trying to bet on office ping pong matchups. You're listening to On the Money.
Presented by ESPNBET, the official sportsbook of ESPN. What a play.
So one of our favorite bets to make and track all last year was college football teams to make the playoff. It was a lot of fun. We put several of them out there. We went a little aggressive. We went like 7, 8, 9 teams in our parlays, but it's a lot of fun. It's a bet that we expect to be available again to us here shortly. Now that we know that the transfer portal's closed, we know the players that are going to be mostly playing on these top teams, they will start putting out more and more odds. So I expect those odds to come out in the next couple weeks. And you've already started your list. You've checked it twice. You got 7 teams that you think right now you're pretty sure that you want to lock in for this parlay. Reveal those teams, Dave.
Yeah, I've got Ohio State, Texas. Again, this is just to make the 12-team playoff. And I think another reason I got so much into it last year was the first year of it. So it was really cool. So I've got Ohio State, Texas, Georgia, Penn State, Oregon, Clemson, and Alabama. I'm curious what kind of odds I'll get on that because a lot of those teams, obviously, you're going to get like minus money like to make the playoff at Ohio State, Texas, Georgia, Penn State, Oregon, I'm sure. But Clemson might help a little bit, and then Bama. I think, and then with a 7-leg parlay, like you're going to get decent odds on that. I'm curious what I will get, but regardless, I'm going to make that. Depending on what the odds are, will depend on will determine how much money I spend. But I'm definitely going to make that bet. I think those 7 teams are going to make the playoffs.
And you always want to throw one in there that really changes those odds. Kind of one that you feel like is close to a 50-50 on the odds, maybe close to even money, which really boosts up that number for you. I remember last year for me, that was Miami. I felt like Miami was going to be a playoff team, and so I was throwing them in, despite the fact that they were close to even money to make the playoff. And look, they started out the year, they were fantastic, and then they kind of fell apart down the stretch and didn't get in. Another team that I think most people put in their parlays last year that shocked them that didn't make it, Alabama, right? Yep. We thought Alabama was an absolute lock to make the college football playoff. Now, if you were to look at your 7 teams there, and we kind of have to project one team to screw you over as far as the parlay. Okay, you're going to get 6 of 7. Let's just say that's the case. What's the one team in that 7 that you could see having the hardest time making the playoff?
I did these in order of, most confident to least. So I mentioned Bama last, so I'll go with them. The other one that would give me trepidation is Clemson. I'm pretty convinced Ohio State, Texas, Georgia, Penn State, and Oregon are going to make it. Clemson and LSU playing in week 1 is interesting. If Clemson wins that game, they're a pseudo lock to make it because of the ACC. Now, they do have to play South Carolina, but if they're sitting there even at 10-2 with a win over LSU and maybe a couple close losses, they would get in at 10-2. So I have Clemson. I'll say Bama is the one that gives me the most pause, not just because I had an 8-leg parlay that it came this close to hitting last year that would have paid out big, and Bama looked like a lock. Bama was the one that let me down last year. I just think I know that Saban's not there anymore, but it's not like DeBoer's a terrible coach. He had a rough year 1, that's for sure, especially for Bama's standards. I don't see them missing the playoffs 2 straight years. So we'll see what happens. I think there's going to be 3 Big Ten teams that make it: Ohio State, Penn State, and Oregon. And there's going to be 3 SEC teams: Texas, Georgia, Bama, and Clemson from the ACC, and we'll see who the other 5 are.
There's some bets out there where you just get this feeling, and you feel like there's a lot of value in it. You had it with the Reds bet that you made where you thought that the over-under number of season wins for the Reds was too low based on the lines, and so far you're off to a pretty solid start with that bet. For me, the one that I had such a gut feeling on last year was that Ohio State was going to win the national championship, and I got that at plus 600. basically I took that a year in advance, right?
Yeah.
And so now I think we got to start looking at what are bets for football season that we're starting to get that feeling for us. Oh my gosh, I think there's really good value in this one. And I got to be honest with you, for me, it's still Jeremiah Smith Heisman odds. Ooh. I think there's still a lot of value because, guys, he is the biggest story, I think, going into this college football season. He is the best player. Everybody feels like he would be the number one pick in the NFL draft. He's got the buzz. And Ohio State's opening up the season with Texas. So he has the opportunity to really have that statement game right out of the gates. I know he didn't have a huge game against Texas in the semifinal. I think that'll be a little extra motivation for him. But right now you can find Jeremiah Smith Heisman Trophy odds at 14-1. And I know there's a lot of quarterbacks out there. It's generally a quarterback award. I know you got Arch Manning. I know you got Nussmeier. I know you got Drew Aller. I know there's quarterbacks out there, but there's no quarterbacks to me that are returning, that are absolute for sure fire, absolute Heisman guys, right? And so for me, the 14-1 is still attractive on Jeremiah.
I like it. I mean, it's crazy to say this. He's going to go down as the best receiver to ever play at Ohio State, and that I don't say that lightly. I mean, yeah, am I saying he's going to be better than Chris Carter? Yeah, I'm saying it. I know it's kind of maybe I'm crazy. We were saying not too long ago Marvin Harrison might be the best one to come through here. We've seen the first-round receiver after first-round receiver. We've seen even going back, Joey Galloway, Terry Glenn, David Boston, on and on and on, Ted Ginn, and what's happened recently. With Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Jackson Smith-Njigba, Marvin Harrison Jr. It's incredible. Mecca Ibuka just went in the first round, number 19 overall. I think that was a great pick by the Bucs. And now I think Jeremiah is going to be the best. All right, here's one more bet that I like. All right. There's a team out there. I'll give you a hint. I think you'll know this. I hope you'll know this. The team out there, they're a Big 12 team. They're spending as much on NIL as anybody. They got
Texas Tech.
You nailed it. You nailed it. So Texas Tech, and I was thinking, have the odds caught up to that? Yeah, they have. They are the betting favorite to win the Big 12, but I still like the value because it's plus 550. They're spending like twice as much as anybody, maybe 3 times as much as anybody in their conference. They're spending like their Texas because they have this. Why are they doing this? Well, I'm sure you guys can figure it out. They have a billionaire oil maven who is just all in. They even poached a softball player from Stanford and gave her $1 million. Jeez. College softball player making $1 million.
Wow.
Yes. This guy's throwing money around like crazy. And now, Arizona State's going to be good again. They lost our guy Scattaboo, but they have like 17 returning starters, so Arizona State's going to be good. It's so wide open, but I like plus 550 with the Texas Tech throwing all this money around. And some of the guys they got, they're not just throwing money around and they're getting they brought their quarterback back. A guy that everybody wanted in the portal, they brought him back, gave him plenty of money. They landed a bunch of guys in the portal. Texas Tech could be a problem this year, man.
Okay, I love your call there, and I just pulled up their schedule, okay? And I know you're talking about to win the conference, but their non-conference games, Dave, here we go. Arkansas Pine Bluff to start the year on August 30th.
Oh, that's a tricky one.
Kent State on September 6th. That's game 2. And that's a bad MAC.
Were they like 0-12 last year? Was that Akron? I think that was Kent. Or 1-11, something like that. Yeah, that's one of the worst teams in the MAC, yes.
And I totally get Buckeye fans that are like, well, OSU's playing Grambling and they're playing OU. But there is no Texas on this schedule for Texas Tech.
And OU is the defending MAC champions. Let's go Bobcats.
Yeah, looking at it, I absolutely am with you. I'm almost interested in maybe adding them to that college football playoff parlay you're talking about.
I thought about it, but last year I was kind of convinced that Utah was going to win the Big 12. They didn't come anywhere near. I was thinking, Utah's got
injuries
this.
killed them.
They got Cam Rising back for his 19th year in college football. We saw how good he was in the Rose Bowl, where C.J. Stroud and Jackson Smith-Njigba had to just go like insane for Ohio State to win that Rose Bowl. They win at like 70-69, something like that. That's what it felt like. So it looked like Utah was going to blow them out there for a second, then Ohio State just couldn't stop scoring. That was an entertaining Rose Bowl, even if defense need not apply.
Mm-hmm.
You guys like Notre Dame to make the playoffs again this year?
I don't.
So they'll
be close though.
I believe
they'll be solid. I don't know.
Yeah,
my first instinct is no.
And they open the season at Miami, which will be really tough. And then they've got a game against Texas A&M. So we'll know really a lot about Notre Dame after about 2 weeks. right? Because you're going to play Miami on the road and you're playing Texas A&M. Those are two huge games to start the year. If they get through, if you go 1-1 looking at the rest of their schedule is relatively easy. I could see them getting there if they avoid starting 0-2.
One more team I want to bring up from the Big Ten that's going to be tough this year is Illinois. And Ohio State has to play them in the wind tunnel there in Champaign. That's usually a tricky game.
Yeah,
going over to Illinois. And Illinois was a good team last year. They're bringing a ton of guys back. Other than having to play Ohio State, their Big Ten schedule is navigatable. So Illinois, I'm surprised. I thought Burt, once he went to Arkansas and did terrible there, I never thought he'd be considered a good coach again. He's done a good job at Illinois. Illinois is going to be a good team this year,
and actually relatively likable too, right? At Illinois, I mean, it's funny. He's got a personality that it's like, okay, I'm kind of behind Bielema a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a 120-second quick timeout, and then we're going to come back and do this or that. This is On the Money.
Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up.
Going up.
But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button.
Going down.
We've lowered prices. Get one line of 5G data for $40, period. That's 20% lower. And you get a free 5G phone when you bring your number. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
Get Eco.
ECO. Aaron, which brand of air conditioner is the most energy efficient?
It's the one that's had its outside coils cleaned correctly.
Well, I can wash those off with a garden hose, right?
No.
Why not?
Humidity mixes with dust and pollen to create a micro-thin film of sticky paste that gets baked onto those hot outside coils.
And that baked-on stuff keeps my coils from releasing their heat into the atmosphere.
Which means your system has to run longer, which uses a lot more energy and it shortens the life of your air conditioner.
Get Eco.
ECO. How do we get that baked-on stuff off?
Remove the exterior shroud, then spray the coils from the inside out with a special eco-friendly solvent.
Can I rinse the solvent off with a garden hose?
Yeah, but only from the inside out.
Or I could just pay Eco to do it.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Eco doesn't take shortcuts. We do it the right way every time.
Get Eco professional coil cleaning for just $468.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
We're your radio home for the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. We may have a bit of a football problem. Oh, yeah? The Fan Ohio sports destination. Scotty Vegas has his own cot in the casino. You're listening to On the Money.
Presented by ESPNBET, the official sportsbook of ESPN. Wanna play?
Sometime next year, you're going to have your own room at the hotel.
Can't wait.
Sweet. They're going to get you the penthouse suite there at Hollywood Casino. That hotel looks like, every time I go over there, it's like, this is going to be opening pretty soon. It's really not going to be opening until next calendar year, but it's looking good out there. Another thing that's looking good is this or that. Hit it, Cam.
Here they come, yo. Here they come. Here they come, yo. Here they come. Here they come.
All right, I was late to the game on Sirius XM, but I finally got a new car last year and finally got with the Sirius XM game. My wife's had it for a while, so, I just never got it in my old car, and I love it. And I think you and I agree, like the two stations we listen to the most. I listen to different stations, but the two I listen to the most are 90s on 9 and Pop Rocks.
Yeah, those are mine too.
So you getting with 90s on 9 or you getting with Pop Rocks?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to go Pop Rocks just because you get a little bit more variety. Like, I love the 90s. 90s music is for me, but you get a little bit more of a selection on Pop Rocks, so I'm going there.
I'm going 90s on 9. It's tough, but because number one, I think the 90s are the best decade for music. It's just crazy when you think about it, like across the board. And I like some hip hop, so they played more hip hop on 90s on 9. Like, for example, they were playing some Notorious B.I.G. as I was driving in this morning, so that was good to hear. I like hearing some Big E hitting 8:30 a.m. on a Sunday. Great. I'm getting with 90s on 9, but it's tough.
I'll go with 90s on 9.
Okay, guys. So first hour, we talked about Hollywood Casino Columbus. Their promotion for the month of May is Tuesdays and Thursdays is all you can eat ribs. Okay. I'm a big rib guy. I'm also a huge chicken wing guy.
Okay.
So we're going to go this or that. If you are doing an all you can eat, would you rather do all you can eat chicken wings or all you can eat ribs?
And we're talking like baby back ribs, right? Like I'm particular. Like I don't hate like St. Louis style or whatever they are, but like I like the baby back.
Yeah,
I want my baby back. Geez, I love both. I'll go with baby back ribs.
Man, so I eat chicken wings probably twice a week. So it's more of a treat for me, I think, to go ribs. That's why I'm so excited about this Tuesdays and Thursdays at Hollywood Casino. And so, yeah, I'm doing wings a lot. But if I'm going to do an all-you-can-eat, I'm absolutely loading up on the ribs. So give me ribs.
I'm going to go with wings. I love chicken wings and definitely would love to do it all-you-can-eat for sure.
Camo.
Alrighty, so would you guys rather sponsor a winning horse at the Kentucky Derby or sponsor a winning race car like at the Indy 500?
Oh, man, I like race car driving more than horse racing, but I like both. I would go with Kentucky Derby. I think that'd be more lucrative.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal, though. If you've got a car, right, then you're going to last a lot longer, right? So your shelf life of horse racing is so short that I think I would rather sponsor the car.
I'll do the winning horse and hopefully get to name it as well.
I do love the names. This year was great. Journalism. It's too bad journalism didn't win. I had to support journalism, Scotty.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? All right.
Came in second.
Now, you guys know I'm a big fan of Weekend Update. If you guys aren't, play along here. And I've always liked Weekend Update, Saturday Night Live Weekend Update. It's the best part of the show. And I think Colin Jost and Michael Che are going to go down as the best that's ever done it. And again, high bar, but I think they're the best. And they've been together for so long. They're great. Last night might have been the best that they've ever done. And I had to rewatch it. I was basically falling asleep during the live version. I rewatched it this morning like I always do on Sunday. These guys are the best. Are you agreeing with me? Are Jost and Che, are they the best? Or maybe are they even better than guys like Chevy Chase and Dennis Miller and Norm Macdonald, who I would put number 2? Or who are you getting with? You getting with Jost and Che are the best, or somebody else is the best?
I am getting with them being the best because, to be honest with you, I don't watch a lot of Saturday Night Live. But if I'm watching clips, it's from Weekend Update, the current Weekend Update. Otherwise, I generally am not that interested. But those are good.
I think I will go with Che and Jost are the best. I think a pair that I really liked growing up was Tina Fey and Amy Poehler.
Yes.
Was another good pair. Or Seth Meyers.
Yes, he was good.
But
yeah.
I think Jost and Che are just a little bit better.
You guys should do yourself a favor and look at some of the Norm Macdonald clips. You can just do like best of Norm Macdonald from Weekend Update. It's hilarious. So I almost have a little trepidation not having Norm number 1, but I'll give it to Jost and Che. They're so darn good, and they've been together for so long.
So it was movie night on Friday night in the Vegas household, and I had control of the controller, so I got to pick what we were watching. And we watched Ferris Bueller's Day Off, one of my favorites of all time. And then it got me thinking, all right, is this my favorite comedy movie of all time? Like, I love Ferris Bueller, and just it holds up, right? I just watched it. The kids liked it. It was great. The other comedy go-to for me, and I know Ryan Baker's all in on this one too, is Tommy Boy. And to me, Tommy Boy also holds up. So here's the deal. You got one movie to watch, one comedy movie to watch, Tommy Boy or Ferris Bueller. Which way you going?
Oh, I'd like both of those. I would definitely go Ferris Bueller. It was one of my favorites it still is one of my favorites. It was my favorite for the longest time. And maybe I would put Hangover over it. Maybe Anchorman. Those are three of my favorites. Going way back, Caddyshack, Animal House. But as far as like ones that have come out like in the last 20 years, definitely Hangover and Anchorman. But I will go with Ferris Bueller's Day Off over Tommy Boy. 9 times.
So, and for me, gosh, it was very close. I'm also going Ferris Bueller, but here's the deal. What if I were to say Caddyshack or Ferris Bueller? Because, gosh, Caddyshack to me is right at that same level. I would probably lean Ferris Bueller just barely over Caddyshack and just barely over Tommy Boy.
Yeah, I would lean Ferris Bueller too, because like I said, it was my favorite for a while with Caddyshack. Caddyshack's still one of my favorites for sure, but I just love Ferris Bueller. Even right down to when he's lip syncing, when he's singing at the parade.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite scene from that. Well, there's so many. I shouldn't say it's my favorite scene. When the guys when they kind of borrow the car.
Yes.
And then Cameron freaks out. I can talk about Ferris Bueller all day. That's I'm getting with Ferris Bueller.
I'm going to go with Ferris Bueller, definitely. I love the fourth wall breaks. I love when movies or shows kind of do that. And then you just mentioned it, his best friend's name is Cameron, so.
Cameron was an Egypt land. Let my Cameron go. Okay, everybody.
Turned off.
The 14 people that were listening to the show, it's now down to 2. We just lost our listeners. All right. Where are we at next?
You're up. I did the Ferris Bueller.
Okay. I'm going to go with, are we doing, because you alluded to this earlier. Are you getting with crab legs? Or are you getting with shrimp?
I am a huge shrimp guy.
Okay.
I am all in on shrimp, and there's very, very, very rarely, if there's shrimp that's set out, that I'm not eating the whole tray. Like, I am that big of a shrimp guy.
What's your favorite? You butterfly fried? You like the shrimp cocktail?
I don't like fried.
Shrimp cocktail?
I do shrimp cocktail.
Yeah.
I can do it sauteed. I can do it just any way but fried. To me, fried, that takes the goodness away. I'm absolutely all in on shrimp. Now, crab legs, I like if you were to say, here, I've opened up all these crab legs for you, and here's the plate of the meat, then I'd sign up for it. But all the work, no thank you.
You can buy canned crab meat.
I know, not the same. Not the same.
It's not the same, but it still could be. If you get like a nice version of it, like you don't get like the cheapest, or you get like maybe one of the nicest they have at the grocery store, it gets the job done. Okay, I'm getting with crab legs over shrimp, and I love shrimp. But crab legs, and I get it, it's work. It's kind of like an Olympic event in some respects, trying to get a big piece of crab out of there. But I love it. I love dipping it in that butter. I love crab, and I love lobster, even more than shrimp, which I love that as well. So I am getting with crab legs.
I'm going to have to disagree with Scotty. I love popcorn shrimp, fried shrimp. Give me the fried shrimp. But for this or that, I do love good crab legs, and don't mind having to work for it as well.
Gosh, it just reminds me of the Bubba Gump shrimp and all the different ways, all the shrimp we could go through there. But I want to go with my next this or that on the NIL front, because it's crazy right now. It's kind of taking over not just the sports world, but also a lot of talk in the political world this week about Nick Saban really making a push that, hey, maybe an executive order needs to happen, but some way we need to fix this NIL deal. And I know this is political for some people, but here's the topic. NIL. Are you okay with NIL being a political topic and it being involved in the federal government? Or, hey, let's keep it completely out of politics and it should stay away, and NIL should be figured out by the NCAA?
I'm okay with it. I do understand. I am for it. I am for the federal government getting involved here. And listen, I understand people out there that are right now probably saying it. Oh, well, federal government has bigger fish to fry than this. I understand that, but you can walk and chew gum at the same time. And Nick Saban's right. You have all these states doing different things. The only people that could, fix this issue is the federal government, to put some guidelines in, because all this stuff that the NCAA is doing is not going to hold up in court. Like having a clearance house to approve NIL deals, that would get shot down before it even went to court, probably. So, yeah, and I get it. There's bigger problems in our country. I understand that. But, still, I think everybody agrees we need some guardrails with NIL. I'm glad the young men are getting paid. They deserve to be getting paid, but we need some guidelines, and if the only way to do that is an executive order, I'm getting with that.
Really well said. I agree with everything you just said there, Dave, and that's kind of my side as well. Is we just got to get this figured out, because now that what is this now, 2-3 years now that we're going on this with just no guidelines whatsoever, and it's crazy. You're talking about Texas Tech and spending twice or 3 times what everybody else in their conference is spending. And I know, look, it benefits Ohio State in a lot of ways, right? Because Ohio State can spend with anybody. But it's getting ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. It's out of hand, and it needs to be figured out. It really does. And hopefully there's something in the near future that happens that we can get this figured out. I like that Nick Saban, who is a guy that knows this as well as anybody, is speaking out about it. And guys, it just needs to be fixed. Cam?
I have a different opinion. I don't want the federal government getting in and trying to set a national standard. I do kind of like it being like up to each individual state with some guidelines, and then that's just the competitiveness and how you attract talent and good coaches as well. All right, and then my other this or that, I don't know if you guys have seen it on social media. I know on some of our shows as well have talked about it. But are you getting with 100 men versus one or the one gorilla?
I'm getting with the one gorilla, because the 100 men couldn't all attack him at once. And then he would just be bashing skulls in, and then the other men would see that, and they might lose their aggressiveness a little bit. I'm getting with the gorilla. I'm not betting against the gorilla.
I think we need to set betting odds on this if this were to be a battle, and I would put the gorilla at about a minus 1,000. Right, the 100 men would be probably about 7 or 8 to 1.
And it depends on the 100 men, right? Are we talking about 100 UFC champions? We talking about guys like us?
No, if it's like us, then
the gorilla is going to have a field day. It'd be like when they used to do the bear wrestling at some of the bars on High Street back in the day. At least when I went to college in the late 90s, you could wrestle bear. The Bears just thought you were just having fun. One of my roommates was on the rugby team at Ohio State and was a pretty tough dude. This bear just ragdolled him. This gorilla would just think he was playing with us. Now, if it was 100 UFC fighters, they might have a chance.
Mm-hmm. I still don't like their odds, but our odds are 0.
0.
No chance.
No chance.
Yeah,
I'm getting with the gorilla.
I'll take the gorilla with its biting force. It's just forced to rip your limbs off and kind of just do away. Treat humans like a rag doll, really.
Okay, to take this to a betting number, then, what number of men do you need to be even money with the gorilla? Like, if I said 1,000 men versus the gorilla, would you now say it's about even odds?
Well, I've heard people say that the gorilla would get tired pretty quickly. But with 100 men, it wouldn't matter. Maybe with 1,000, it would. Okay. Again, I think it depends on the men.
So we put the odds at 1,000 fighting men, not you and me's
professional fighters.
Professional fighters, 1,000 of them versus the gorilla. We would set those odds at even money.
Yeah. What do you think, Cam?
I think at least maybe 250, 500, but I do think 1,000 would overpower the gorilla eventually.
All right, so we got a shot.
Professional fighters, we don't have a shot.
No, we don't.
Maybe if
we would have to be number 1,000.
Maybe if it was 998 professional fighters and you and me, we would stay in the back.
Oh, way back.
We would be live streaming it on Twitter.
I would be pushing everyone else in front of me.
Exactly. All right, up next is Best Bets. This is On the Money.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Spring weather has arrived, and we all know what that brings. Warmer weather and severe storms. Well, when bad weather hits, we all know it can cause leaky roofs or even damage to your siding and gutters. The Roofing Guys are your local experts in roofing, siding, and gutters and more, providing top quality through every roof, every time. So it's just a small repair, full replacement, or even peace of mind. You need to contact my guys, the Roofing Guys, 614-626-7000, or visit them at theroofingguys.com. That's theroofingguys.com.
Everyone has that one goal, that thing they want to prove, not to other people, but to themselves. Then, right when you think you could actually do it, cancer. And that goal, is still within reach. Oh no, I'm about to run my first ever marathon with my two best friends. 3 years after having cancer.
At least we look good in these shorts.
Woo! Let's get it, guys. You, keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Spring into savings at Ohio Mulch. Get your mulch as easy as ever. Save $50 on home delivery now through Sunday. All you got to do is visit ohiomulch.com today.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. Individual results may vary. Consult a doctor prior to use.
You've lost so much weight. How'd you do it?
I got medical treatment for weight loss through Zelty and lost 50 pounds. I struggled for the longest time, but Zelty makes it easy and affordable to get weight loss treatment 100% online. Zelty providers can prescribe FDA-approved weight loss medications clinically shown to help people lose weight, like Wegovy, Zepbound, and others.
I've heard those medications can help you lose weight, but aren't they expensive?
Zelty can help get the medication covered by insurance, so it's as little as $0 a month.
What if you don't have insurance?
No problem. Zelty may be able to help you get other GLP-1 medications for 80 to 90% off the price of name brand medications.
I'm ready to start losing weight. How do I get started with Zelty?
Just text.
Text LOSE to 200-300 to get started today with Zelty and see if weight loss medications like Wegovy and Zepbound are right for you. Don't wait. Text now for a link to your exclusive offer. Text LOSE to 200-300. That's LOSE to 200-300. LOSE to 200-300.
This is Corey Sickles with Safe Harbor Wealth Advisors. We are an independent financial planning firm ready to help you make the right decision for yourself, your family, and your future. Visit safeharboroh.com to schedule a complimentary meeting. safeharboroh.com.
Join the Reds and their quest for the coveted Ohio Cup in a weekend series against the Cleveland Guardians, May 16th through the 18th. On Saturday, May 17th, rev your engines for Reds Racing Night to celebrate the Reds' participation in this summer's MLB Speedway Classic at Bristol. Fans in attendance will receive a Mr. Reds race car bobblehead presented by Kroger while supplies last. Secure your seats now at reds.com/tickets.
Can't get enough of your favorite fan content? Good news, we're on all the digitals. Follow 971 The Fan on X, Facebook, YouTube, The Talk, and Gram. Your digital home for endless shenanigans. The Fan.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax. And not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the Phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
It's time for the Great Haircut Sale at your local Great Clips salon. Your chance to get a great haircut at an even greater price, just $7.99. And money's not all you'll save at Great Clips. When you use online check-in, you can save time too. So download our app today and hurry in for the $7.99 Great Haircut Sale at Great Clips. It's gonna be great. For a limited time at participating salons.
The $7.99 Great Haircut Sale runs May 3rd through May 9th.
Visit our Columbus area salons.
Let's go to the floor with some late-breaking developments on the markets. Jim?
Up things are down, down things are up.
Sounds like things
You don't understand. Right is left, lemons are sweet, spaghetti is cold, the milk is warm.
Okay, but are you seeing anything that maybe smart-minded money people should know about?
Yeah. Apex Pros.
The pros who knows?
Probably one of the most stable things you can do is an Apex Pros air conditioner tune-up.
Air conditioner tune-ups, you say?
Oh, yeah. Apex Pros knows most expensive summer breakdowns can be prevented by getting a tune-up now.
Yes, it's known that a tuned-up AC lowers energy bills, which is important to...
Oh, this is unbelievable.
What, big sell-off? Huge increase?
No, I spilled coffee on my new shirt. Anyway, tune-up save on energy bills, plus make your air conditioner last years longer.
Good to know Apex Pros keeps things stable and predictable.
That's on my pants, too. This is the worst day. This is historic. You know that.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
The Fan Poll is brought to you by Caster Connection. Visit CasterConnection.com to shop online or to work with our Caster Solution Specialists.
D. Biddle's favorite kind of psychology is reverse psychology. You're listening to On the Money.
Presented by ESPNBET, the official sportsbook of ESPN. What a play.
It is now the point in the show where it's time for us to hand out best bets to make. We've been making bets really throughout the entire 2 hours. It's been a fun, fast 2 hours. If you missed any of it, you can catch us on the On the Money podcast. But here's the deal. I've got a May parlay for you that's going to pay out 8-1, and it's going to have a lot of favorites in it, and it's going to last all month long. So here's what I'm doing. I am taking the Cavs minus 500 to beat the Pacers in that series. I'm taking the Celtics and OKC to both win their series, and they're both minus 900 in those. You parlay those three together, you're now at minus 200. Not great value in that, but what we're going to do is we are going to add Scotty Scheffler to win the PGA Championship. And here's the reason why we're doing that. Scotty Scheffler is starting to trend in the right direction, and he is up 8 shots in the Byron Nelson this week, heading into the final day. He's playing great. He's lapping the field. And once he gets a little momentum, when Scotty Scheffler wins one, he wins multiple. So I like the idea of getting 8-1, take those 3 series, relatively conservative, and then add in Scotty Scheffler to win the PGA Championship later on this month. I've cashed in on golf a couple times, including these last couple weeks. I like that one. Dave, what is your best bet?
Yeah, I'm already focused on futures bets in college football. I like me some college football, as you know, Scotty. And we talked about this a little bit earlier. Texas Tech is throwing around a ton of money. Now, do I think they're going to be a contender to win the national championship? Heck no. But they were a decent team last year. Pretty good quarterback. Brought him back. He would have been a very attractive candidate in the transfer portal, but they have a billionaire oil maven who's a Texas Tech fan, and he didn't even go there. His wife went there, and he's become a big fan, so he's throwing on money like crazy. Even a softball player they poached from Stanford's getting $1 million to go to Texas Tech. So I think Texas Tech at plus 550 to win the Big 12 championship, plus 550. I like the value there because Arizona State's going to be solid, but a lot of teams are going to not be very good in that conference. Colorado's going to take a step back. I think Texas Tech, with all that money they're spending, and they're spending it wisely. They got good players in the portal. They brought their key players back. Coach is still there. I think Texas Tech, it's not a good conference. I think Texas Tech's plus 550 is pretty good value. You
convinced me. Yeah, you're right. It is a wide open conference, and if they're going to be spending double, sign me up for that bet.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, with the money that's going around, everybody made a big deal about Ohio State spending $20 million last year. My friends, that'll go down as one of the best bargains in college football history. Texas is going to be spending double that this year. Texas Tech spending more than that. Buckeyes $20 million, win the national championship. It's a heck of a deal. That was our show for today. Thank you very much for joining us. For Scotty Vegas and Cam Taylor, I am Dave Biddle. Up next is the Fan Call-In Show with Scotty and Ryan Baker. Give the boys a call, 614-821-9710. 614-821-9710. This has been On the Money.
If you've recently seen a photo of an older Baker Mayfield fresh off a bender, it's just Bo Bishop. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Right now, you can save on fresh medium avocados or delicious honey mangoes. Just 69 cents each with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Get Eco.
ECO. Aaron, I love that we fix ACs for free.
I don't think we do that, Jerry.
Get Eco.
ECO. Stay with me, Aaron. I'm going to explain to you how it works.
You're going to explain to me how my own invention works?
Get Eco.
ECO. Step 1. Some other HVAC company tells a customer that they need a whole new system.
Yes.
And then they call us.
They can always call us, Jerry.
Get Eco.
ECO. And then we repair their system for free.
No, then they pay us.
But we give the money back, right?
We give them back all the money they paid us to fix their old system when they finally do need a new one.
Up to $1,500, right?
Right.
Aaron, we're fixing HVAC systems for free.
Get Eco.
ECO.
We extend the life of their system.
That's right.
Those extra years are free. On me.
Get Eco.
ECO. Eco. Plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Sick of the long security lines and flight delays? Travel on your terms. Go RVing and get ready to save at RCD RV's Open House. From May 3rd through the 10th, take advantage of huge deals on new and pre-owned RVs. Our Delaware, Heath, and Pataska locations will feature exclusive sale pricing on all new and pre-owned travel trailers, fifth wheels, motorhomes with special financing rates available, plus discounts on camping accessories. Come by today. We'll have your road ready by Memorial Day. Find unbeatable savings, unforgettable fun, and everything you need to hit the road at rcdrv.com.
We've discovered the perfect morning ritual, the 2 for $6 breakfast sandwich deal at Tim Hortons. Every sandwich is made to order with a freshly cracked egg and melty cheese, just the way breakfast should be. Choose between savory sausage or hickory smoked bacon, served on a toasted English muffin or flaky biscuit. There's no wrong way to mix and match this tasty deal. 2 breakfast sandwiches, just $6. Perfect. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants, single item at regular menu price. Modifications and tax extra. Exclusions and additional terms apply.
Hey Sports Cards fans, I'm Jeff with my buddy Adam, and we run Huggy Kissy Bear breaks on the Whatnot app. What's a card break? Simple. We open boxes of cards live, you pick your team, and we send you all the hits. With over 2,300 5-star reviews, we're all about you. New to card breaks? No sweat. We've got you covered with a sweet welcome package from us. Download the Whatnot app and follow us on Instagram and TikTok to view all of our past Sugar Bear hits. Huggy Kissy Bear breaks.